Good morning to all. This is Dr. Y. Sujata, Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department, BVC Engineering College, Autonomous, Odalrev. In this lecture, we discuss actuators for robots. First, we discuss what is the actuators. Actuators are the muscles of a robot, the parts which convert stored energy into movement. The most popular actuators are electric motors. In this figure, you observe here wire arrangements is there. These are the actuators. So, actuators is the muscles of a robot. That is the definition of actuators. Actuators are muscles of robots. If you imagine that the links and the joints are skeleton of the robot, the actuators act as a muscles which moves or rotate the links to change the configuration of robot. The actuators must have enough power to accelerate and decelerate the links and to carry the loads. It be light, economical, accurate, responsive and reliable and easy to maintain is called as actuators. Next, this slide, actuators have different types of actuators. There are classified as three types: pneumatic actuators, hydraulic actuators, electric actuators. First, we discuss what is the pneumatic actuators. It uses the pneumatic energy provided by the compressor and transform it into mechanical energy by means of positions or turbines. These are often coupled directly with robot link without any additional transformation system. There are often coupled directly with robot links without any additional transmission system. Hence, they are frequently referred to as actuators than motors. Hydraulic drives. It transforms the hydraulic energy stored into mechanical energy by means of suitable pump. Due to similar reasons provided for the pneumatic system, hydraulic system is also commonly referred to as actuators, not motors. Next, electrical drives. It is primarily input supply is the electrical energy from the electrical distribution system. Since the electric motor is generally runs at very high speed, it requires a speed reducing transmission system to drive the relatively slow robot links. Hence, the term actuator is avoided for electric motors unless one refers. In this slide, we discuss the types of actuators. First, electrical actuator, hydraulic actuators, pneumatic actuators. Previous slide also, what is the definition of electrical actuator, hydraulic actuator, pneumatic actuator, we will discuss. Now, first we discuss the electrical actuators. Electrical actuators are mainly electromechanical devices which allow movement through the use of an electrically controlled system of gates. Electric motors or electric actuators can be classified as DC servo motors, AC motors, stepper motor and solenoids. Next one, hydraulic actuators. Hydraulic actuators allow a robot to move by the use of fluid moving under pressure through the series of values by the use of pumps. The hydraulic fluids normally consist of oils which are reasonably and non-compressible. Pneumatic actuators. Pneumatic actuators use the compressed gas to force the movement of pistons through the use of pumps and valves and so allow movement of the robot part. These are the classified as actuators. Hydraulic and pneumatic actuators are classified as linear actuators, rotary actuators, load, speed, accuracy, resolution, repeatability, power consumption, energy supply and its weight. Here First we discuss above we discuss the three types of actuators. In these actuators we discuss the first hydraulic actuators. Hydraulic actuators as cylinder types. Here in this slide you observe this figure: single acting cylinder, double acting cylinder. Work done by only one direction. Single acting cylinder means, double acting cylinders means work done by both directions A and B. Here only in this figure you observe this A direction, only one direction, here both directions. And piston is in this figure, this is a spring, and next piston rod on both sides, piston rod on both sides. Next, telescopic fast moving, telescopic and fast moving. Here this is the single acting telescopic fast moving, double acting telescopic fast moving. And next, cylinder types. Different types of cylinders are there here. Small force, better efficiency, axial support is necessary, but cylinder does not have to be good quality. A, you observe that without inner buffer, with inner buffer. This is the without inner buffer, this is the with inner buffer. And next cylinder types: piston, single acting, pressing cylinder, pressing cylinders. In this cylinder, inside cylinder, outside cylinders. Inside cylinders, this is a spring, and here also these directions are there, upward direction. Cylinder types: piston is single acting, double acting. Here also same, this is a spring. When we apply the force in these directions, here also same, inside, outside. Two figures are there. Same double acting cylinder, velocity is different. Piston double acting cylinder, piston rods in both sides. Piston rod is both sides, velocity is same in both directions. And cylinder types: piston double acting piston rods, and above figure shows the single acting cylinder, velocity is same. This is the velocity different in two directions, different on sections of the rods. Cylinder types: this is the B2, B1, A2, A1 in single cylinder double acting piston tandem type cylinders, and cylinder single acting and fast moving. This figure explains the hydraulic actuators, how to work in this. When we apply the pressure this side, automatically here we see the fluid moving, and here spring, and this is the load. Cylinder types: double acting, fast moving. Cylinder type: telescoping, single acting, large working paths are limited space. In this figure you observe telescopic double acting cylinders, less working large working paths are limited space. Next one, hydraulic motors. Above we discuss the cylinders: single cylinder, double cylinder, van type. These are the type of cylinders. Next, motors. Hydraulic motor is a mechanical actuator that converts the hydraulic pressure and flow into torque and angular displacement. Several types of hydraulic motors: gear motors, van motors, radial piston motors. First we discuss gear motors. In this figure you observe gear motor. A gear motor consists of two gears are there. In this figure you observe that here two gears are there, top one and bottom one. Here fluid is enter this side and exit this side. Two gears, the driven gear is attached to the output shaft by way of key and idle gear. High pressure oil is protected. High pressure oil is ported into one side of the gears, where it flows around the periphery of the gears, between the gear tips and the wall housings in which it resides, to the outlet port. The gears then mesh, not allowing the oil from the outlet side to flow back to the inlet side. These are the opposite directions. You observe this. Same here, so practically this gear is one side. In this figure same, this gear is opposite side. Van motor. Van motor consists of housing with an electric bore in which runs a motor with vans in it that slides in and out. The force differential created by the unbalanced force of the pressurized fluid on the vans causes the rotor to spin in one direction. Most of the van motors have spring clips behind the vans to keep them in contact with the camring. This is the inlet and outlet. Here in this figure you observe, this is the vans. When fluid enters in this way and exit rotor, this is the rotor and shaft. Gear motor, it uses an internal gear that rides inside a gear. The rotor has one tooth less than the external gear. The rotor is offset to the center of motor and travels in a orbital fashion. Because of the way they are designed, they are low speed high torque motor. Many Jotors motors use rollers on the lobes of external gear to lower the friction caused by the motor lobes hitting the external gear lobes, clearing Jotors motors between 0 to 0.001. Here in this figure you observe that this is a symbol and inlet, outlet, driving clear and output shaft, idle gear. Next, radial piston motor. Newest type of motor uses piston which are placed around a crankshaft, produce higher torque than Jotors motors, requires special values on the shaft. In this figure here, this is the pistons, this is the connecting rod, and here is the cylinders are there, and crankshaft drum, force, output shaft, connecting rods, output shaft, this is the force. In this way 6 cylinders are there, valves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inline piston motor, the most efficient type of high speed motor, can be fixed displacement or variable displacement, require a case drain for internal leakage, tight tolerance, require high filtration. In this figure you shows the hydraulic actuator. This is the piston and shoe. Here symbols, case drain and mechanical control. Oil from pump is forced into the cylinder bore through the motor's inlet port. Force on the pistons at this point pushes them against a Schwarz plate. They can move only by sliding along a Schwarz plate to a point further away from a cylinder's barrel, which causes it to rotate. The barrel is then splinted to a shaft that it must turn. This figure you observe that it must turn, the spindles rotate. Hydraulic actuators have advantages and disadvantages. In this slide we discuss the advantages and disadvantages of hydraulic actuators. First, advantages: large lift capacity, high power to weight ratio, moderate speeds, oil is incompressible and hence once pistonoid joints can be locked to stiff structure, very good servo control can be achieved. Self-lubricating and self-cooling. Installed condition with no damage, fast response, increasingly safe in flammable and explosive atmospheres, smooth operation at low speeds. Hydraulic actuators usually use the heavy load capacity and at the same time use here fluids or liquids. used as a moderator. With sales advantage, hydraulic systems are expensive, maintenance problems with scales causing leakage, not suitable for high speed cycling, need for return line, hard to maintain, hard to maintain because high pressure and flow rates. Here hydraulic actuators we use liquids and fluids, that's why leakages are more, and at the same time we use the leakage fluid, that's why scaling leakages, rust. So within short time we change the actuators, we change the pumps also. Next we discuss pneumatic actuators. Use pressurized air to achieve motion. Add great deal of power and speed to any actuation system. Variety of actuation mechanisms available. Cylinders and motors are here divided two types. First we discuss the pneumatic. Why we need to select the pneumatic? Weight cylinders must lighter than motors and simple, much easier to compare to hydraulic. Very less space we occupy the pneumatic actuators. Much simpler and more durable than rack and pinion for linear. Fast for type of tasks. Big force with electricity. No leak problem. No burnt out. Cylinders can be stalled indefinitely, work out damage. What can deter you and your way? All the components are quite expensive. A properly designed system is more complex than equivalent electromechanical system. Electric motors, power screws, linear actuators. Pneumatic actuators, all components take up quite a bit of valuable space within a robot. No weight advantage of only one cylinder is used, still need compressor, reservoir, pressure sensors, regulators. That's why I prefer the pneumatic actuators. This slide explains the advantages of pneumatic actuators. In this slide shows the figure also. Here this is a pneumatic actuator. Advantage: relatively inexpensive, high speed, do not pollute work area with fluids, can be used in laboratory work, no return line required, common energy source in industry, suits modular robot designs, actuator can stall without damage. Disadvantages also there. Compressibility of air limits control only, accuracy accepts, noise pollution from the exhausts, leakage of air can be concerned, additional drying filtering may be required. Next we discuss the electric motors. Electric actuators. Most common source of torque for mobility or manipulation in robot. The physical principle of all electric motors is that when the electric current is passed through the conductor, usually a coil of wire, placed within a magnetic field, force is exerted on the wire causing it to move. Electric actuators can be classified as DC motors, AC motors, servo motors. First, we know what is a DC motor. All are knows because that is the fundamental of motors. DC motor is a very common in industry. DC motor is a very common in industry and have been used for a long time. In DC motors, the starter is a set of fixed permanent magnets creating the fixed magnetic field, while the rotor carries a current through the brushes and commutators in the direction of current is changed continuously, causing the rotor to rotate continuously. That is the meaning of DC motors. And next we discuss AC motors. Electric AC motors are similar to DC motors, but except that all rotor is a permanent magnet. The starter houses the windings and all commutators and brushes are eliminated. Next, servo motors. Servo motor is a AC or DC brushless or even stepper motor with feedback that can be controlled to move at a desired speed for a desired angle of rotation. To do this, feedback device sends a signal to the controller circuit of the servo motor reporting its angular position and velocity. If a result of higher loads, the velocity is larger than desired series value, the current is increased until the speed is equal to the desired value. If the speed signal shows that the velocity is larger than the desired, the current reduced accordingly. If the position feedback is used as well, the position signal is used to shut off the motor as rotor approaches the desired angle position. Is called as servo motors. Common components of a DC electric motors. First, above slide already we know that what is the meaning of DC electric motor. The principle of what are the components are there in DC electric motor. In this slide we know north and south magnetic poles to provide strong magnet field being made of bulky ferrous materials. They traditionally form the outer casing of the motor and collectively from the starter. An armature which is cylindrical ferrous core rotating within the starter and carries a large number of windings made from one or more conductors. Next component, a commutator which rotates with the armature and consists of copper contacts attached to the end of windings. Next, brush. Brush is in fixed position and in contact with the rotating commutator contacts. They carry direct current to the coils resulting in the required motion. Next, this slide, components of an electric motor. This slide shows in this figure you observe that here what are the parts. Above slides we discussed DC electric motor, starter, armature, rotating commutator, brushes. Signals. How do electric motor work? How do electric motors? The classic DC motor has rotating armature in the form of an electromagnet. A rotary switch called commutator reverses the direction of the electric current twice every cycle to flow through the armature, so that the poles of the electromagnet push and pull against the permanent magnets on the outside of the motor. As the poles of armature electromagnet pass the poles of the permanent magnets, the commutator reverses the polarity of the armature electromagnet. During that instant of switching polarity, inertia keeps the motor going in the proper direction. How the electric motor works? In this figure, in this simple DC electric motor, when the coil is powered, a magnetic field is generated around the armature. The left side of the armature is pushed away from the left magnet down towards right, causing rotation. This is the north pole and south pole, plus minus, positive, negative poles away from the left and right, causing rotation. The armature continues to rotate. When the armature becomes horizontally aligned, the commutators reverses the direction of current through the coil, reversing the magnetic field. The process repeats in this figure. You understand that? Electric motors. Electric motors usually have small rating ranging up to a few horsepower. They are used in small appliances battery operated vehicle for medical purpose and other medical equipment like X-ray machines. Electric motors are also used in toys and automobiles as auxiliary motors for the purpose of seat adjustment, power windows, sunroof, mirror adjustment, blower motors, engine cooling fans and the like. Stepper motor. Next we discuss stepper motors. When the incremental rotary motion is required in a robot, it is possible to use stepper motors. A stepper motor possesses the ability to move a specified number of revolutions or fraction of a revolution in order to achieve a fixed and consistent angular movement. This is achieved by increasing the number of poles on both rotor and stator. Additionally, soft magnetic material which may take on the rotor and stator cheaply multiplies the number of poles. Stepper motors. In this figure you observe, this figure is the stepper motors. In this figure illustrate the design stepper motor arranged with four magnetic poles around a central rotor. Note that the teeth on the rotor have a slightly tighter spacing to those on the starter. This ensures that the two sets of teeth are close to each other but not quite aligned throughout. Movement is achieved when the power is applied for short periods to successive magnets. Where pairs of teeth are least offset, the electromagnetic pulse causes alignment and a smaller rotation is achieved 1 to 2 degrees first stage. Next, how does a stepper motor works? The top electromagnet 1 is changed, attracting the topmost 4 teeth of a sprocket. Another figure, this is the stepper motor. The top electromagnetic 1 is turned off and right electromagnetic 2 is charged, pulling the nearest 4 teeth to the right. This results in rotation of 3.6 degrees. How does the stepper motor continuous works? The bottom electromagnetic 3 is changed, another 3.36 degrees rotation occurs, and this is the fourth one, first stage, second stage, 3 stage, fourth stage. The left electromagnetic fourth is enabled, rotating against by 3.6 degrees. When the top electromagnetic first stage is again charged, then the teeth its sprocket will have rotated by 1 tooth position. Since that there are 25 teeth, it will take 100 steps make a full rotation. Stepper motors have several advantages. Their control is directly compatible with digital technology. They can be operated open loop by counting step with an accuracy of plus or minus 1 step. They can be used holding devices since they exhibit a high holding torque when the rotor is stationary. Electric motors mounting. When used with a rotary joint systems, motors can produce torque by being mounted directly on the joints or pulling on cables. The cables can be through of as tendons that connect the actuator to the link being moved. Since cables can apply force only when pulled, it is necessary to use a pair of cables to obtain bidirectional motion around a joint. This implies mechanical complexity. Mounting motors directly on joint allows for bidirectional rotation, but such mounting may increase the physical size, weight of the joint, and this may be undesirable in some applications. Electric motors, linear movement. Electric motors have linear movement. The fact of the electric motors produce rotational motion ranges in issue the recorded to their use in robots. For linear transitional is necessary to translate rotational to linear motion. For example, prismatic joint require linear translation rather the rotation from the motor. Lead screws, belt and pulley system, rack and pinion systems or gear and chains are typically used to transform the rotation to translational motion. This is a figure of AC or DC motors, hydraulic cylinders, stepper with motors, AC or DC with feed. Speed, force versus speed common actuators. Motors. Here variable reluctance stepper motor, permanent magnet stepper motor, hybrid synchronous stepper motor, variable resultance motor. This type of motor consists of a soft iron multi-toothed rotor and a wound starter. When the starter windings are energized with DC current, the poles become magnetized. Rotation occurs when the rotor teeth are attached to the energized starter poles. Next, permanent magnet motor. The rotor no longer has teeth as the VR motor. Instead, the rotor is magnetized with alternating north and south poles situated in a straight line parallel to the rotor shaft. This magnetized rotor poles provided an increased magnetic flux intensity, and because of this the primary motors exhibits improved the torque characteristics when the compared with the VR type. In this figure you observe that hybrid synchronous motors, the rotor is multi-toothed like variable rotor motor and contains an actually magnetized concentric magnet around its shaft. The teeth on the rotor provide an even better path which helps guide the magnetic flux to preferred locations in their gap. Stepper motors can be a good choice whenever controlled movement is required. This can be used advantageous where you need to control rotation angle, speed, position and synchronism. This includes the printers, plotters, medical equipment, fax machines, automotive and scientific equipment, etc. Electric motors. The electric motors are everywhere in your house. Almost every mechanical movement that you see around you is caused by an AC or DC electric motor. Printer, fan, what are there here? Fax machines. In this figure you observe here AC motors. Two main types of AC motors are synchronous and induction. Synchronous motors supply power to both the rotor and the starter, where induction motors only supply power to the starter coils and rely on induction to generate torque. In this figure you observe this figure. Phase difference is 90 degrees on source 1, source 2, north pole and south pole. Vertical electromagnets, horizontal electromagnets. These are the vertical, these two are the vertical electromagnets, these two are the horizontal electromagnets. This is the first source and this is the second source. AC induction motors 3-phase. Use polyphase AC current to create rotating magnetic field on the starters. This induces a magnetic field on the starter which tries to follow starter slipping required to produce torque. Workhorses of the industry, high powered applications. Here 3 phases starters are there, 3 phases motors and AC induction motors. AC induction motors only supply current to the starter and really on a second induced current in the rotor coils. This requires a relative speed between the rotating magnetic field and the rotor. If the rotor somehow matches or exceeds the magnetic field speed, there is a condition called slip. Slip is required to produce torque. If there is no slip, there is no difference between the induced pole and the powered pole, and therefore no torque on the shaft. Synchronous AC motors, current is applied to both the rotor and the starter. This allows for precious control stepper motors but require mechanical brushes or slip rings to supply DC current to the rotor. There is no slip since the rotor does not rely on induction to the produce torque. Next, direct DC motors. Direct DC motors means direct current motors. In this figure, you observe the north-south armature, commutator brushes and axial field magnet to battery. Overall, a simple 2-pole DC electric motors. A simple motor has 6 poles as shown in the diagram. Direct current motors. When the electric current passes through the coil in magnetic field, the magnetic force produces a torque which turns DC motor. In this figure also DC electric motors. This slide is a 3D diagram. DC current nodes, north pole, south pole, armature, wire windings are there, and positive, negative. Brushed DC motor. The brushed DC motors is one of the earliest electric motor designs. Easy to understand design, easy to control speed. This is the brushed DC motors. Here brush is there. DC stepper motors. Stepping motors are electric motors without commutators. Commutation is handled externally by the motor controller. Controller changes the opposite coils, attracting the center of rotor change. DC stepper motors or DC stepper motors. In this diagram, you observe this S south pole, north, H1, connection are there here, winding, H1 housing, H3, H1, H2, H3, 4 are there. Detector circuit. DC stepper motor voltage rating provides the desired torque. Resistance per winding determines the current draw of the motor. Maximum operating speed degrees per step. Sets the number of degrees the shaft will rotate for each full step. In this slide, advantages and disadvantages of electric actuators, DC motors and AC motors, stepper motors also. Advantages: actuators are fast and accurate, possible to apply control technique to motion, relatively inexpensive, very fast development time. So for new models, new rate earth motors have high torques, reduced weight and fast response times. Next, we discuss disadvantages. High speed with low torque. Gear trains and other power transmission units are needed. Gear backlash limits precision. Electrical erasing may be consideration in flammable atmosphere. Problems of overhanging is installed conditions. Next, In this lecture, we discuss the starting to now actuators. Actuators is muzzle of robot. Three types of actuators are there: electric, hydraulic, pneumatic. One by one, previously we discussed previous slides, and now comparison of electric actuators, hydraulic actuators, pneumatic actuators. Three actuators are there. Here comparison. First, accept. This is the electric actuator, hydraulic, pneumatic. Energy source. Energy source electric actuators usually from outside supplier. In hydraulic actuators, electric motor or diesel driven. Energy source pneumatic actuator, electric motor or diesel driven. Energy source hydraulic actuator and pneumatic actuator are same, electric motor or diesel driven. Here only electrical, usually from outside supplier. Next, energy storage. Energy storage electric actuators are limited, hydraulic actuators are limited, and pneumatic actuators are good. Here use reservoir, accumulator, batteries. Electric actuators we use the energy storage batteries, and hydraulic actuators accumulator, and pneumatic actuators reservoir. Third one is distribution system. Electric actuators distribution excellent with minimal loss. Hydraulic actuators limited, basically a local facility. Pneumatic actuator good, can be treated as a plant wide services. Next, energy cost. Electrical actuator is low cost, hydraulic actuator moderate cost, and pneumatic actuator high cost. Electric actuator low cost, hydraulic actuator moderate, pneumatic actuator high cost. Compared to three actuators, low cost is electric. And linear actuator, short motion via solenoid, otherwise via mechanical conversion. Hydraulic actuator cylinders very high force, pneumatic cylinders medium force. Rotary actuators, AC and DC motors are good control on DC motors, AC motor cheap. Are used electric actuators. Hydraulic actuators low speed, good control, can be stalled. Pneumatic actuators wide spread range, accurate speed control difficult. Next, controller force. In electrical actuators possible with solenoid and DC motors, complicated by need for cooling. Hydraulic actuators controllable high force is needed, and pneumatic actuators controllable medium force is needed. Last one is comparison problems. Electrical actuators is very dangerous from electric shock. Hydraulic actuators leakages are there and dangerous, unsightly fire hazards also are there. Pneumatic actuators gives the noisy operations. These are the simple comparisons of electric, hydraulic, pneumatic actuators. These three actuators are called as actuators for robots. Three actuators are used in robots. Thanks for listening this